Hi, I'm Taylor White. I'm an author and illustrator. I'm going to read my book Olive's Plan today. Uh, I created the character Olive because my two friends were having a baby and there were no characters in books that represented their family. So I wrote this book for them. My name is Olive and I have a plan. Find my daddy someone special. All of my friends' mommies have daddies that make them happy. My daddy should have someone too. My daddy's a really good guy, but when he talks to people, he's boring and shy. I guess finding the perfect match will be up to me, but that's okay. I know what to look for. Our dream person. Fun, strong, kind, loves to dance, listens to music, likes dad jokes, is the kind of person who stays. Our perfect person will read with Daddy and come with us to the park. They'll talk with Daddy about all the things he loves, and they'll be good at decorating and giving great hugs. Now I just have to find them. One day, we were on the subway waiting for our stop. A big fluffy pup knocked right into my butt. "Hello," I said. "Oh, I want to keep him, Daddy." "I'm sorry for my dog," a thunderous voice said from behind us. "As you can see, he's friendly. I'm Harry, and this guy is Gary." "Hi, I'm Olive," I answered. Harry looked at Daddy, and I waited for him to say hi too. But Daddy just froze, stood staring at his toes. I took his hand and said, "This is Daddy. His name is Daddy. Sometimes he talks more than this." Daddy and Harry smiled and then started talking. I continued to cuddle with Gary. He was the cutest dog I had ever seen. I looked up and I saw a lady in a bright red coat and a feathered hat. She was sitting in the other end of the car. She seemed familiar to me. I hoped that she would turn around, but then Daddy took my hand. "Our stop is next. Goodbye, Gary and Harry," I said. "I'll see you later," Harry called out to Daddy. Daddy checked his phone and smiled. I turned to look through the car window. There was a lady in red. I knew her. It was Miss Betty, my teacher. Miss Betty was funny and happy and smart. She liked to sing. She did it every morning. She loved to read with other people, and she loved art. Plus, she already liked me. She would be perfect for Daddy. There was a problem. Daddy was still shy and boring. He never really talked to Miss Betty. I realized they needed help if they were going to get married. That week, we met Harry and his dog at the park. We went for a long walk. Harry played his drums and I danced. When Harry surprised us with a picnic, Daddy smiled so much. One warm day in December, Harry took us out caroling. After that, we had hot chocolate. I bet Daddy and Miss Betty would have loved doing that together. Then, when it was cold, Harry started visiting almost every day. He hosted tea parties with me and sometimes helped Daddy tuck me into bed. Harry was the perfect person to make Daddy go from shy to cheerful. Daddy started singing when he was cleaning. He made different voices when he and Harry read me bedtime stories. Daddy even started keeping flowers and sweets in the kitchen. Harry had helped so much. Now that Daddy was cheerful, Miss Betty had to fall in love with him. I just needed to get them to talk to each other. I knew just what to do. Miss Mommy Plan by Olive. Oh, hide hat is crossed out. Make Miss Betty talk to Daddy. Host wedding. The next Friday, when Daddy came to get me, I had already lost my hat just like I planned. The rest of the class left while I was searching. Soon it was just Daddy and me. Miss Betty was waiting at the door. Perfect. Now they would start talking, just like Daddy talked to Harry. Only they didn't start talking. Daddy was in a hurry, his feet were tapping, and his arms were crossed. "All right, Olive, we have to get going," Daddy said, but Miss Betty was talking to another teacher. Miss Betty, I called into the hallway. "I can't find my hat. Can you please help me?" "Sure thing, Olive," she said. "Hello, Miss Betty," was all that Daddy said. He was being quiet and boring again. We all looked for the hat in silence. Then Miss Betty announced, "I found it in the bookshelf." "Very nice. Thank you for your help," Daddy said, and just like that, it was over. At least Harry was at our house that night. He hugged me, then Daddy. Soon we were all talking and laughing. "Happy birthday," Harry announced, showing Daddy a double chocolate cake he had decorated himself. "I canceled my plans so I could spend the night with you two." Harry had made us Daddy's favorite dinner. He played the drums after we ate. We laughed and danced until bedtime. Maybe Miss Betty wasn't the perfect lady for Daddy. Now that he was happy again, I knew that I would find the right one. On Saturday morning, I got up early to start thinking of a new plan. Daddy walked in my room while I was drawing. "Olive," he said quietly, "I want Harry to join our family." "Harry? He can't be a mommy. He's a man." Daddy looked surprised. "Harry can do anything a mommy can do, can't he?" I looked at my list. Harry was fun and strong and kind. He loved to dance and he always played his drums. He laughs at all of Daddy's jokes, and even when we were sad, he didn't leave us. Plus, he made Daddy happy. In fact, Harry was our perfect person. "Yes," I said, "he's perfect." Daddy laughed. "All right, we need a plan." The next day, Daddy invited Harry to our house. I knew just what to do. I grabbed Harry's hand and made him sit while we stood in front of him. I looked at Daddy and he winked. Daddy dropped to his knees and I yelled, "Marry me, please." Harry was smiling and Daddy said, "It's true, we want you to be in our family." Harry began to cry, but his smile never left. "You both mean the world to me. I love our time together and I never want it to end," Harry said. I didn't have to find the perfect lady after all. Our plan had worked. Now I have a papa and now Daddy has Harry.